Hello and welcome to a new episode of Rocky Mountain Gamers. As always, I'm Marc Cameron,
And I'm Al Babbins.
and we're coming to you here a couple days later than intended. Somehow it's already Thursday, and we're trying to move our recording day back to like Tuesday. So be a little patient with us. We're getting our schedules down, but we have some interesting things to talk about this week, including a new system and some fun stuff that Babz is on the hunt for, and just a normal, not crazy gaming week.
Yeah, absolutely. There hasn't been that much to announce and talk about, but the stuff that has been announced is pretty exciting for me personally anyway. So it'll be fun to talk about.
Absolutely. Well, let's start with the hunt.
All right. Well,
Let us. What are your followers looking for this week? Is it
well,
white?
it might be. Does it have a really nice screen? It may. It's funny, like the US has had Nintendo Switch OLED pre-orders for at least a week now, I'd say.
Yeah, a week.
Yeah, and silence on the Canadian side. A few listings showed up and nothing really happening. I was not convinced that Nintendo Canada would necessarily announce when pre-orders would be available because they've never done that in the past. And so I was basically expecting every retailer to kind of do it their own way. But no, instead, randomly this morning, during my workout, I get a ping on my phone saying that something new's come up at Amazon. And I look and there's the Switch OLED placeholders. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. Like maybe I better head home and like see what's going on. Get home and I'm there for maybe half an hour before Nintendo Canada tweets that pre-orders are going to go up today in Canada. And this is the first time I've ever seen Nintendo Canada, work side by side with the retailers to promote when pre-orders are going up. So that's a different one already for me. And sure enough, within a few minutes already, the Source had their first pre-order listing, and then Best Buy quickly dropped, and Walmart updated everyone that it's coming, and then Amazon went live, and it just went crazy all of a sudden. From zero, the long week of waiting, to everything's up. And of course, they're still up, which is what I kind of expected.
That's amazing because it's been a couple of hours.
It has been, and it's not even still up at like say one place, it's up everywhere still, which again is what I predicted. I think a lot of people sleep on pre-orders, honestly. It's by far the easiest time to get anything rare is during the pre-order, particularly consoles, because a lot of people sleep on them. Bots don't have all the URLs to follow. Resellers aren't super sure whether they should be buying a bunch of them because they don't know what the scarcity level is going to be. So they last and they last. But once they're sold out, I have a feeling they're going to be well sought after. I'm going to be getting a ton of messages, where can I find them? So again, if you haven't pre-ordered yet, I would suggest, my rule of thumb, pre-order now, decide later sort of thing, because you can cancel most of these.
We'll see if they're still up when the video actually launches later.
I bet they will be, at least somewhere. Again,
last week you were making this bet with me for the US ones, and they stayed up a little, but only about 20 minutes, 30 minutes each place.
True.
And then they were done.
True, but they came back. I'm actually not sure right at this moment, but I was seeing that GameStop still had some.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, but you're right. But this is exactly what I expected would happen. The US typically will sell out everything. Canada will sell out slower. It was like that with the initial PlayStation 5 pre-orders, with initial Xbox pre-orders. When Canada does get stock, it tends to last a little longer. But then we also have to wait longer in between restocks. So you'll see consoles restocking all the time in the US. in Canada, each retailer gets one a month, and that's it. And you miss that, and it's gone, kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see where the Nintendo Switch OLED falls in that range. But so far, so good. I think a lot of people that wanted one have one, including myself. So I'm happy about that. Can sleep now.
Excellent. What else are people looking for right now?
So of course, like I just mentioned, the PlayStation 5 remains one of the hottest items for sure. And we were just at the end of our 1 month since the last time we've seen any real restocks on them. And so the last 2 or 3 days have been crazy. Walmart dropped a whole bunch of them last night at midnight. Today, Best Buy had them. Amazon had them. EB Games had them. So it clusters like this, right? Like, and still, I'm getting tons of people letting me know that they were not able to get one. So this will go another round into next month again, right? Yeah, and of course, then we had the Skyward Sword stuff dropping earlier, or I guess last Friday. It was
last Friday.
Yeah, and so I had a feeling we'd see a lot more of the Joy-Cons come into play, and they did. They restocked the Joy-Cons pretty significantly, and Best Buy even had a whole bunch more of the Amiibo. And now
the Joy-Cons I actually saw on store shelves.
Yeah, they definitely restocked those really well. They might even still be available at the Nintendo store right now. They were this morning, I think.
And they're beautiful, by the way.
Are they ever? They're darker than I thought they would be, just based on the pictures, and they look amazing.
Here I went and ordered a PlayStation, a Switch OLED with the white Joy-Cons.
Yes.
And I'm going to immediately swap them out for the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons. So
I would if Metroid Dread didn't release the exact same day. And I have to play Metroid Dread with the Metroid Dread colored Joy-Cons. To me, this is the Metroid Dread console. That's the color I think it is. So
we need a Metroid Dread Pro controller.
Oh my, why does that not exist right now?
I don't know. We really, really need a Metroid Dread. I'd buy another Pro controller, and I already have 3.
I will buy all the Pro controllers, I think. If they keep putting them out and they keep looking as good as they do.
Exactly.
Oh man, I couldn't resist. And I guess that's kind of a lot. That's what I've been hunting. Honestly, I will sleep better tonight because well, I guess we're still waiting on Walmart to drop the OLED, but it's done. I've been waiting a week to see this happen, so it's great.
Yeah, I felt bad because nothing for him. No love for Babz. Love for Babz.
Well, now I got my pre-order locked down, so we are good to go for Metroid Dread Day.
Absolutely. Well, and then like we said, there have been a few announcements.
Mm-hmm.
EA had their online event today, which was utterly underwhelming overall.
Yes.
But one thing, there is a new IP. I don't even remember the name of it now.
I just seen it go up for pre-order on the PSN like right before we got into this. Lost in Random.
Yeah, Lost in Random. So got to check that out. Neither of us know a thing about it, so we're not really going to talk about it right now. But new IP and launching in September, so that's kind of cool.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks neat from what I've seen of it. I was kind of half.
The description looks interesting.
Yeah, half watching that and doing other stuff, but
the big thing from EA that is going to make just so many people happy is Dead Space remake.
Yeah, and it again, if what I'm seeing about it is correct, it looks like it could be awesome. They're really
they're concentrating on the new gen systems. So I think graphically it's going to be outstanding, and Dead Space is just a cool game anyways. So
yeah, and I missed, of course, Dead Space, and I feel like I'm missing out because a lot of people are excited about this. And I'm hoping it's not as scary as like Resident Evil.
It's a different kind of scary.
Okay, I can deal with it.
It's more jump scares.
Okay, jump scares I can do. I can do jump scares.
Yeah, it's more jump scares. It's the zombie movie versus the horror that creeps up on you and gets under your skin.
All right, I'm on board with that then. That'll be my first
So,
playthrough of a Dead Space game. So
hey, there you go.
I'll have to come back and see what I thought afterwards.
They didn't release time for it. They
No,
didn't say when it's coming.
and not a lot of info either. If this was any other publisher, I would say it's probably a long ways off. But I don't know. I feel like EA will probably get it finished up, a little more rapidly.
Yeah, I'm thinking it could be spring.
But that's soon. Oh, spring, maybe.
Yeah,
I
I
could.
think it could be. I think it could be less than a year away. I
Yeah,
think
that's what
more
I
in
was.
the 7-8 month range.
Yes, that's what I would guess. It kind of reminds me of the Mass Effect Legendary
Yeah,
Edition,
exactly.
an 8-month rollout kind of deal from when they announced it. And there have been rumors about this Dead Space for a while now.
There
So
have, yeah,
I think it's in progress. Hopefully, we'll see it a little bit sooner than later.
agreed. And then the Atlas Games made a little announcement that has both Babs and I just overjoyed. They're doing a Persona 25th anniversary, almost year long event
Oh, that is.
starting in September.
There could be no event that would make me more excited than that. Uh, and a year-long one on that note, they have to be leading up to some Persona 6, right? Like that has
Absolutely.
to be
Persona 6, if they're doing a 25th anniversary thing with, I think there's 9 announcements.
something like 8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah, that they're leading up to. Um, again, starting in September and then going in well into next year. Yeah, Persona 6 has to be one of them, even if it's the last one of them.
I'm
I would
genuinely
think so.
nervous. I'm genuinely nervous to hear about Persona 6 because I have no idea how they're going to one up Persona 5. I
Yeah,
just I
that's crazy. But
don't know what else they could do.
wouldn't you have said the same thing about Persona 4?
It's true. That's true. And they did. But this is why each subsequent Persona sequel gets me more and more nervous because I'm like, Persona 4, no way it can match up to Persona 3. Persona 5, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. Persona 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. No way. Sure enough. So now I'm like, geez, like, how are they going to outdo Persona 5 now with Persona 6? I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
it's a little insane.
yeah.
What else do you think we'll see? Because that's just going to be one announcement. I
And
think.
of course, there's some easy low-hanging fruit ones there. 100% we'll see Persona 5 on Steam or PC in general. I think that's happening for
How
sure.
about Switch?
That's my dream. That's my dream announcement that they will put Persona 5 and Persona 4 on Switch. I think it's a bit of a dream. I don't know what's going on over there, but they are not, putting the mainline games on the Switch, which I maybe they just don't like money all that much. I'm not really sure. But that's my dream. So that would be my second favorite.
All I can think of is there's an agreement somewhere that PlayStation gets the Persona games at least for X amount of time, and Nintendo gets the SMTs.
Yeah, but what's X amount of time for Persona 4? Like,
I don't know.
Decades? Like, where it's getting crazy now. Like, release it already on the Switch.
Yep, no main lines at all.
Whole new audience of people. And if you'll remember, like when they made Persona 3 portable for the Vita, that was the best version of Persona 3, in my opinion. They cleaned up the UI, like it was easier to get around places and whatnot. So if they can do something like that for the Switch, for Persona 4, Persona 5, like it's gonna sell a lot of copies.
Yeah, a ton of copies.
Yeah. So hey, there's my Persona 25th anniversary dream list there. Just give me Personas on Switch and Persona 6 eventually. That is somehow, in some way, better than Persona 5. That's a tall order to fill.
Huge order to fill. I'd like to see a little more of the Phantom Thieves. Still my favorite cast of characters
Oh, for sure.
from Persona. So I'd love to see I want Persona 6, but I'd take a Persona 5 part 2.
Oh, 100%. That would make me very happy.
That's not something they've done before. They've done different stuff. I think we're gonna see there's not a Persona 5 dance game yet, is there?
There is a Persona 5 dance
Is that
game.
already out? Okay.
Yeah. And it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, but it's a dance game.
Yeah, I know. I'm not very good at it. I actually played a bit of it just because I love the music. But I'm not very good at those games. They're total reflex games, right?
Yeah, rhythm games.
Yeah, rhythm games. So I'm getting older and my reaction time's a little slower. So, but I enjoyed it for what it is for sure.
Yeah, just never my favorite.
The art and the music is phenomenal.
The art and the music is phenomenal, but it's like the rhythm game they put out for Kingdom Hearts. It's like, I like the music, love the characters.
They need an easy mode, like an easy mode for those games, like a really easy mode.
So the old bastard mode.
Yeah,
for us old bastards.
Right.
Well, we had one more big announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I had not heard any rumors about this. And usually this is the kind of thing that there would be rumors about.
Oh, there were rumors. 100%.
Very low key.
They weren't super solidified rumors.
Yeah, it was really low key.
Yes, but they were out there.
And what we're talking about is Valve announcing the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it came out of nowhere.
Right. I wasn't expecting it that day by any means because the rumors were vague. It wasn't like there was a timeline and we're going to see it soon and, anything of the sort or that we should expect it in the coming weeks kind of thing. They were just more vague that Valve may be working on a portable kind of thing. And then,
I guess I've heard Valve could be working on a portable. Valve could be working on a console.
Right.
The Steam box with the Steam controller just weren't that successful for Valve. So I took those with a huge grain of salt. Seems like it's easier. I mean, I can play computer games on my TV if I want to. I don't need that. All I have to do is hook my HDMI cable up to my laptop and hook in my Bluetooth controller, and I can play a Steam game on my TV.
Right.
So I don't think that gained much momentum, but this portable kind of set people on fire.
Yeah. I mean, there was some very positive reactions to it. I think at first people were, kind of jokingly looking at it because it looks kind of like a Switch. They're even releasing a dock for it. Like it's Switch-like in aesthetics. But once people started digging into like the technical specs of it and started thinking a little more about what this is and what it means, I think, and the price point and things like that, I think it's a pretty strong. I think it's a pretty strong piece of hardware, and I think it has a good chance of doing pretty well.
I think so too. I mean, if you look the Switch OLED US price $350.
Mm-hmm.
That's 64 gig of RAM, SD card slot, OLED screen. The Steam Deck base model $400, 64 gig of RAM, expandable SD slot, has Bluetooth audio. The Switch does not have. Can be used to load other game services, can be used as a computer. Has good processing. The custom processor, the custom GPU, uh, really, really decent processing, access to everything in your Steam store out of the gate. And
Mhm.
from what I understand, most things will play pretty good on medium settings.
Right.
Um, and all of a sudden, and it comes with a case.
Hmm.
Thank you, Valve. Comes with a really nice case,
Yeah.
like one that you'd end up spending an extra 25 or 30 bucks on. You have a contender here.
Oh yeah. I mean, this, in my opinion, is the console that will bring people like myself into the PC gaming market, honestly. I'm not a big PC gaming guy because I don't work on a PC. So generally I don't have a separate computer just for gaming. And I never really felt like kind of putting together um, a PC to game on because again, I'm not that tech savvy in terms of engineering or putting components together. But you give me a solid handheld PC computer that I can also dock to my TV and lay on the couch and play. Um, and yeah, that bridges the gap. Now I'm in. Now you're talking. Now I can definitely see myself playing PC games on my couch, on the go, and I don't have to get super intricate with putting the hardware together and whatnot. And the
Yeah,
price point again is console like
it
it's.
comes set up out of the box.
Mhm.
The only difference between the three models is memory size,
Mhm.
64 gig, 256, and 512. Although the 512 does have an etched glass, non-reflective glass screen as a little bit of a bonus,
Right, that's right.
which is nice. Babs knows that I've been messing around for a couple of years with portable PC gaming.
Mhm.
He has one of my original portable PC computers,
I do.
which is fun, the GPD Win 3. I have the GPD Win Max now, which is nice, big screen, nice keyboard, really awkward to hold and play video games. It's just because it's got an 8-inch screen and
It's
it's
big.
hefty.
Yeah.
Um, Works well, great for emulation, and great as a little portable computer. Um, but this is the machine. This looks like the machine I've been dreaming of
Oh yeah.
for a portable game machine. Um, Obviously, ordered it right away. Was really, really pleased with how Valve went about prioritizing the pre-orders. And it's not pre-orders, it's reservations.
Right.
It's a
Reservation.
$5 reservation, which $5, big deal. I know to some people it's a bigger deal, but if you're looking at a $400 to $650 machine, $5 shouldn't be worrying you. And it holds your place in the queue. They made it so new Steam accounts could not reserve anything for at least 2 days.
Hmm.
So, and told people that so people could get their reservations in ahead of scalpers that were just going to try to create accounts and reserve units.
Hmm.
Granted, the launch was a little rocky. I think they got a little bit more traffic than they anticipated, and there were crashes, and as launches do. But by the second day, everything was running smoothly. Everybody who wanted one had a chance before the scalpers went insane. Now, of course, there are people who had Steam accounts who ordered one simply to resell it. So there are some out there. There are some in that range. But um, overall, it was a really fair way to do it. And it was interesting to see they're going to have limited quantities this holiday. How limited, I don't know, but it went to Q1 pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Q1 and I had my reservation in immediately. Um, but I think they knocked mine back a bit because my reservation went through, but something failed on the payment end, and then they sent me an email to fix the
Mm,
payment end. And by the time I was able to fix the payment end, it now puts me at Q1 2022.
Yeah, that could have been the reason there.
But it's not a Steam launch or sale or anything without this website going
That's
down.
very, very true.
Felt very, very classic Steam, so it's good.
And now orders are in Q2, Q3 already.
Yeah.
So if they can produce them at the rate they're promising, and at least keep up with when they say they're going to get people their systems, I think they're going to find success.
It feels like a hit. I've seen people try to get, be hard on it and whatnot, but they're not getting too far. I think most people are pretty happy with what Steam's doing here. What Valve's doing.
And if you look at there are certain sites like IGN who were actually invited in to go hands-on with it, overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, even a lot of the things people were saying, well, it doesn't look comfortable, like it looks like it'd be tough to hold. IGN was saying it's not at all. It feels good to hold and plays well.
And the button layout is surprisingly intuitive for where things are located.
Yes.
I still don't know about the little touchpad things, but it could be interesting.
Yeah,
we'll see how they're implemented in games.
Yes.
And I can see a lot of use for those if you're playing a game like Civilization. And it comes with the 4 buttons on the back that you can map. So plenty of buttons.
Yeah, it's well thought out and versatile, I think, is what you could say. And I immediately see people doing very fun stuff with this thing. So it'll be neat.
Well, definitely stay tuned. We'll be talking more about this. I'll tell you one thing that it did get me to do was I ordered the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters on Steam.
That's worth
I figure it'll be quicker to play them on that than it will be to play them on Switch.
No doubt.
Although they announced today that if enough people request it, those remasters will come to other systems. So if you're interested in the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, let them know. Let them know you want it on Switch. Let them know you want it on PS4 or 5 or Xbox or wherever. And if they get enough requests for certain systems, they'll do it. It'll be a little further down, but they will do it.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Like if you watch any of the announcement videos or stuff, it's just comment after comment of switch.
Yeah, I think Switch is a given.
I'm like, what? Why are you even asking this, Square Enix? Like, you think we don't want this thing on Switch? Good.
Yeah, I think Switch is a given.
Yeah, Switch with
which means I'll buy it twice.
Yeah, there you go. They got you.
I already have Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 10, 10, 2, and 12, and 15, although not the great 15, the chibi 15 on my Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
give me 1 through 6. I want all my Final Fantasies on my Switch, and then we need to sit down and have a serious talk about Dragon's Quest, Square Enix.
Yes, I just thought I have at least 4 copies of Final Fantasy 1 sitting in my game shelf right here. I have the original one on NES. You have the one on the PlayStation 1. You have PSP, and you have Game Boy Advance. So I don't know. Keep selling them to me, Square Enix. I'll buy it again on the Switch.
I have the PSP versions on my Vita, and I have the original NES. And yeah, I have the ones that are in the PlayStation collections.
Yeah.
I got offered some seriously obscene money at one point for my Game Boy Advance versions, so I got rid of them because I had other ways to play it.
Yeah, those are my favorite versions, though. Actually, the Game Boy Advance.
They're good.
Masters of the Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 6. That's, in my opinion, the best version of Final Fantasy 6.
Now, those were DS.
Oh,
4, 5, and 6 were DS. 1, 2, and 3 were Game Boy Advance.
No, 6 is on Game Boy Advance.
Is it? Because I have DS versions of those.
I think you're...
No, I do.
I need to look right now. That's going to kill me. We're opening up the game shelf. We're doing this. Amiibo down. we're looking. So, okay. Here's Final Fantasy V. So there's that one. Aha! I knew it.
Oh, and your video froze right when you were turning around. That's hilarious.
So I'm not crazy.
Show that Final Fantasy VI again, because your video froze. Okay, you're not crazy, but it is on DS, and I will post pictures of those. I'm going to have to go retrieve them from my game shelf, but I will post pictures of 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, we'll have a gentleman's bet here to see how that goes, and we'll go over that again when next podcast.
I'm going to say they're on both.
Okay, and I'm going to say they're only on Game Boy Advance.
Okay,
that's our gentleman's bet.
Gentleman's bet. So yeah, we'll see if I'm editing my comments on this out. No, I will jump in and post something in this spot here that says I was wrong if I was wrong.
It's okay.
Well, I think that does it for today. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please mash that like button and please subscribe. Let us know you're out there. Make a comment below. We love hearing from you, and we're going to do our part to get back on a more regular schedule for you.
That's right.
So until next time, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone.